Hi everybody, I'm here in Missouri and I did my hair today with my summer routine that I shared with you recently in the newsletter and in my last live video. Right now my hair is still drying. I have it in what I'm calling a bun plop, and you guys have seen me put this up when I shared a video on how to do it on my website. Basically I just made one big spiral and kind of scrunched it and clipped it and made sure all my roots were loose, so as my hair dries it can look really nice, and then when I take this down it'll have lots of volume and still keep all the curl. So as far as being able to test the products today and see how my hair does in the humidity, I should get a good test because I have all these other curls hanging down, and then I'll be able to see how my hair looks tomorrow without any touch-ups after kind of sleeping on it once it's fully dry and all that. So then I'll show you guys again, and let's see if I can show you the back of my hair. So it's still drying, but these curls are looking really good. I put a lot of carbomer gel on them. They got a really nice cast. I've already scrunched out the crunch down here and they're just really soft. Absolutely no flaking, and they're holding the curl really well. And isn't this such a cute hairstyle for drying your hair? You can go and get anything done and still have it look kind of nice. All right, so I'll be in touch with how this turns out over the next day or two. All right, so it's the middle of the day, and I've kind of went and patted my hair a couple times to get just a little bit of the cast that formed up here, and there is still some dampness in here. The rest of this I've scrunched and it's all completely dry now, and I went outside a couple times today already in the humidity. I'll have to post what the dew point was, and it looks like this curl is very much intact. Absolutely no frizz at all. Very defined. Look at this one. Very tight, really nice. And all of these have held their curl form really, really well. Very springy and nice. There's just a little bit of what I guess you could call frizz. This curl looks like the end of it wants a little extra product. But remember, I haven't scrunched in any oil yet because I haven't taken it all down yet. And I didn't happen to use any hard hold flaxseed jelly in my carbomer gel today. I decided to not mix that in. So I could have gotten a little bit more definition here, and then I probably still will if I scrunch in the oil. But what I'd like to do now is actually go ahead and take out this clip. And I'm gonna let my hair finish air drying while I eat dinner. It was so nice to be able to go outside today in the heat and not have my hair all in my face because it was up while it was drying there, so I could go and get my stuff done without it getting in the way. So I'm not gonna wrestle this right now or anything because my roots are still wet, just kind of placing the curls. So I'm excited for this to dry. It's gonna look really nice. And then I'll put in the oil and maybe a little light glaze of gel if I think it needs it on the ends. But all right. I got one curl that went kind of the wrong direction here, so I might have to redirect that later, or maybe I can just put it over the top there. So that's all right. All right, so I'll be back later on when it's totally dry. All right, so it's the end of the day. I've taken my hair out of that big loose bun, and my hair is completely dry. I let it dry during dinner, just the last little bit. And I want to point out something that's happened to my hair. First of all, I have a lot of volume in my hair and it's feeling nice and soft. I'm going to let you get a good look at the back in a second, but I want you to notice the difference between these curls I had by my face and the rest of my hair. Look at how perfect this is, and here. And then these other curls are definitely a little poofy, going a little crazy. Okay. I think the biggest difference is that these curls in the front, first of all, I twirled them a little bit by my face, but I added extra product on them. More product than what I had on the rest of my hair. The other thing is that the twirling made it so that the curls stayed defined all day long. Part of the summer routine that I shared with you guys that's very important, that's probably the most important step, is smoothing the curls and adding that extra product and kind of twirling them at the end. That's what gets the curls extra defined and makes them stay fit frizz free. But if you don't twirl them and then you just kind of let them do their own thing, they're not nearly as defined. Okay, so these curls are a little bit frizzy here. There's a lot more hair back here, obviously, than those pieces around my face. If I was to just, I'd have to use so much product to get this really, really thoroughly coated. So twirling it and everything would have helped. But it's still really beautiful. I really got the look that I wanted because it is so full, and there are still really nice curl clumps. Look at this, right? Nice big clumps. And look at how full it is. So anyway, pretty fun, huh? So we will see how this looks tomorrow, and we'll go from there. Hi, just waking up, got my face all cleaned up, and it's time to take this buff off my hair. Whoops, I just pulled that straight off. I don't know if you can see that. So when you pull these off and you've had your hair kind of up in it all night, you just need to gently massage your roots a little. And then you just flip your hair back. And it usually is kind of sticking out from your neck a little bit when you first wake up, and you just gently massage a little, and then you give it a couple minutes and it'll actually rest and kind of go back into place. It feels really high on the back of my head. Let's see what I've got going on here. So this is day 2 hair. Just wake up and do nothing. Does this constitute as nothing? Just a little placing of curls. There we go. I'm not really brushing my hair here. I'm just kind of, you know, coaxing any little loose hairs back into place. The volume after using the buff at night is very nice, and it really keeps the curls intact. There we go. All right, let's take a look at the back. Ta-da! Wow. Nice. Absolutely no touch-up and no refresh. And it rained last night, so I'm going to have a lot of extra humidity today in my area, in Missouri here. And I am going to take a walk out there this morning and get exposed to a little bit more of this humidity. So I'll be back later today to show you how it holds up. Now, I have not put any hard hold gel on my hair this time. I didn't do any hard hold mix-in or anything. This was just the Cover Gel with protein after my leave-in. And so it's really doing great. All right, guys. One more day and we'll see how this goes. Oh, and I do want to remember to mention that I did put a couple drops of oil in my palms and run it through my hair last night before I went to bed. So I think that might have helped with some of the definition that you're seeing this morning. It's definitely less frizzy this morning, actually. But still lots of curl back there. Hi, everybody. So I went and I tested my summer routine without the hard hold in my hair, and it got a little frizzy this morning. Now I'll tell you, you can see some of the hair coming off here trying to curl up, extra curly here. You can see a few little baby hairs trying to curl up here, and that's what I'm calling frizz. It's the hair that's actually curling, and if I was to go and kind of clump that together and retwirl it, it wouldn't look frizzy at all. But you know, it definitely tried to curl up. So when I came back in the house, I noticed that my hair felt slightly damp. And so I looked at the temperature outside and I looked at the dew point, and they were about the same. So what that means, okay, so let me tell you a little bit about dew point if you don't already know this. Dew point is the temperature at which dew will form. So when the dew point and the temperature outside are the same, then there's going to be like a thick moisture in the air or actually dew forming, like on the grass and things like that. So that's why my hair felt damp, because there was so much moisture in the air at that time. So it definitely was a good show at how well this is working out. But I want you to remember that this hair here that I had twirled so tight yesterday, it's even curlier than everything else. So it's still lasting so much longer when I twirl it. The rest of my hair I didn't twirl, remember? So this isn't what I would normally say is the best example of how to do this, but we're just kind of learning how it works and everything. Little bit of frizz in there. A little bit more fuzzy feeling when I touch it. I can kind of feel the frizz sticking up, but it still looks nice, you know. I wouldn't call it ruined at all. So what I'm going to do now then is one more test with a glazing on my hair of a hard hold gel. So I brought a couple different things. So I think I'm actually going to test maybe 3 different sections of my hair. I'll part my hair down the middle so that, and then I won't flip my hair back and forth, you know, so I can have 3 distinct sides of my hair, left and right and back. And I will do the hard hold flaxseed jelly on my left side. On the back, I'll do the flaxseed cream gel with hard hold mixed into it. And then on this right side, I'll do my new hard hold honey drops. I'm thinking about glazing them in with just a little bit of water mixed in on my palms, and I'm gonna just coat it through like this, just kind of like that. I'm not gonna go and re-twirl or wet my hair or anything. I'm just gonna wet my palm, put a little bit of the product, and then just kind of coat it down with my fingertips. So once I get that all done and it's dry and I go outside and everything, I'll come back and show you if I have a better frizz control and which one of those works best in this high humidity. All right, everybody, so I basically did a partial wet refresh, and I used the products that I mentioned on the 3 different parts of my hair. I went ahead and mixed the hard hold jelly with carbomer on this left side. I mixed the honey mix-in with carbomer on this right side. And then in the back, I mixed the hard hold products, flaxseed and honey, with flaxseed cream gel. So I guess in that way, I actually have 4 sections on my head. Okay, so I've got everything completely dry, fluffed a little bit, and scrunched out. I want to tell you what I'm discovering, first of all. And I haven't gone outside yet with this new product application yet today. Okay, so the hardest hold that I am getting is with the flaxseed cream gel and the honey mix-in, okay? So if you want a crazy hard hold, that's what you're gonna wanna do. The next level down from that is the flaxseed cream gel with the hard hold flaxseed jelly, or the carbomer gel with the flaxseed jelly. No, let me say that again. The honey mix-in with basically whatever product you're putting it in is going to give you the hardest hold. The next hardest hold down from there, medium, is going to be mixing the hard hold flaxseed jelly into any product, okay? And then down from there would be like a custom hard hold, either my level 3 mousse or my level 3 carbomer, or something like that, or just you know, the regular gels and things like that, unless it's a light hold gel. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you what this looks like now, and then I'll be able to compare it when I come back in from outside. This was basically a refresh, so I might have a tiny bit of frizz right now because, you know, it's so hard to get the roots real good and to get enough water and smoothing and everything. But I'm showing you what it looks like before I go outside in the frizz. You can see I have way more of a cast definition, a little bit more curl on this right side because this is where I put the honey mix in. Okay, and then let's look at the back because we're comparing the honey mix in with flaxseed cream gel and the flaxseed jelly with flaxseed cream gel. Everything looks pretty similar in the back, but I still got more hold with the side where I put the honey drops, okay? But look at how nice and frizz-free this is, and so shiny. And these curls are probably gonna last longer because they've got it mixed with the flaxseed cream gel. I'm gonna show you this up close. Lots of definition here. No frizz really, and it doesn't feel frizzy, it feels soft and shiny. Okay. So now that we've seen what this looks like, I can go outside for a little while and then we'll come back and kind of compare. So this is the side right here with the jelly mixed into the cream gel. And this is the side with the honey mixed into the cream gel. Maybe a little tiny bit more curl here. Definitely more hard hold too. Okay. All right. I'll be back, guys. Messing up my part here. Which way do those hairs want to go? All right, so it's the end of my refresh day so that I could try and see if I could do a little bit better at getting some frizz control in this routine. And I went ahead and put the hard hold mix-ins on different sections of my hair. And I've got the before for you earlier in this video. Right now is the after. I've been outside in the high humidity of Missouri, and now let the wind blow it around and flipped it around and everything. We're going to take a close-up look at this, okay? This side has the strongest hold on it, and it has a slightly coarse feeling to it, I will admit, because it has such a hard hold. It hasn't basically gotten all the cast crunched out of it yet. But even though it still feels a little bit like a cast is left on there, it's very fluffy, very full, and it's got a good curl pattern to it. So that's the thing that's really cool about the hard hold mix-ins, is if you put enough and you get a really hard hold, it might feel a little crunchy, but it still is nice and full, and it doesn't have that wet look to it. All right, as far as frizz is concerned, it looks very good. I think that it doesn't really look any different than it did this morning as far as frizz is concerned. Because remember, this was a refresh day. So I feel like frizz control is good. Definition is still there, curl is still there. On this other side, it's a little bit softer. A little more frizz because there was less of a cast, less of the hold, right? But still looks very nice. All right, and then let's look at the back. In the back, I used the same hard hold mix-ins, but mixed it into the flaxseed cream gel instead of the carbomer. I used the carbomer on the front with the mix-ins. Okay, let's see here. Still good curl pattern, still good shine there and definition, still good body, and let's look up close. I'm really looking for halo frizz because that's usually the part that sticks out the most. Maybe there's just a tiny bit that I can feel in a little spot or two, but considerably less than what I had the other day before adding the hard hold mix-in. So this is definitely something that I want to make sure I include in my summer routine. You can see how much of a difference that makes. I'm just fanning out the curls. That's why I'm touching it, just to align them. Look at the definition compared to yesterday. It's not fluffy, it's not foofy. It has lots of volume and definition, but definitely less frizzy. Awesome, this is exciting. So we got win-win, and it's worked out really well. We were able to kind of see some variety and a little bit more about what makes this routine more successful, right? You can see here in the side profile that's a little bit closer up with that light shining through it, that the frizz is also more controlled than it was before I added the hard hold. Awesome. So if you are not familiar with my summer routine, I want you to go check it out. I've got it on my previous live video, okay? I've explained it all thoroughly so that you know any variations you might want to choose based on your hair type, your climate, and how you handle your hair in the summer. So definitely take a watch of that and let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Bye.